Natalie St. Martin's beautiful paintings, her still lifes, portraits, maps, sewn fiber art, and quilts are inspired by the medieval monk illustrating pages of the Bible in a monastery, the mother sewing quilts from worn-out clothes for her children, and the 19th century lady abolitionist organizing women in her community. Her interdisciplinary art practice combines painting, theology, quilt making, issues of social justice, and community development. She incorporates her creative practice with her teaching practice, urban ministry, and her daily life. She has written that her art practice is both a research method and also a creative approach to everyday needs and tasks. It is a way for Natalie to meditate, to study, to share, to teach, to be generous, and to give thanks. In her own words, art is a way to walk through this messed up world with honesty and love. Natalie's work, while in this program, and as exemplified in her exquisite and beautifully designed portfolio, has grown and transformed into an exquisite interdisciplinary art practice that is most certainly honest, authentic, and infused with a great love. It is my pleasure to introduce Natalie.
This is a very happy day for me. I feel like I'm the only one not crying. You guys are so sweet. I just keep feeling so happy to have finished this, to be here, to see you all and just remember what it's been like. And to see my parents here, that's just a gift to me that I didn't originally expect. It's a real treat. And so this experience for me has been, one of the features of it is that I actually did not want to go to grad school. It wasn't just Goddard, I just didn't want to go to grad school. And quite honestly felt my Heavenly Father, God, like just put that on my mind over and over again. And His patience with me, and that it took me a long time to be willing to go ahead and step into that. And as it is usual, it's because I underestimate His gifts. I don't realize when He calls me into something that He has many things that I can't imagine when He's first asking me to do it. And I would just put you all in that category, that how could I have imagined you? How could I have imagined enjoying getting to know you all? And in such intimate ways, like not only did we get to live together, but first off, talk about the most important things, you know, all the way through. And I don't underestimate that at all. And even the sweet conversations I've had in the last 2 days with even you new G1s, it's quite a gift. So I do thank God for that. I thank you guys, and am so grateful for this degree.
You ready? Okay. Oh, any classes? I've been telling everybody to read your artist statement, by the way, Michael. It's just incredible, and I'm going to read a part of it here. In Michael Williamson's most eloquent artist statement, he describes himself as a storyteller, son, brother, husband, lover, recovering addict, survivor of HIV, painter, dancer, runner, collector, speaker, crooner, writer, sculptor, observer, kinkster, dandy, Lebanese-American southerner with 4 planets, including the sun in Scorpio, Taurus rising, Pisces moon, explorer, bumbler, mediator, advocate, and crank. Michael's work is about loving and remembering, attachment and honoring, and a celebration of the ordinary. His deeply personal interdisciplinary art practice combines painting, assemblage, performance, and video to make artworks that aspire to be honest, hopeful, transformative, and in his own words, leave it better than he found it. Michael's work has done just that, as witnessed not only in his artwork and in his portfolio, but in his life, and also in the indelible mark that he leaves on our MFA community. It is better than you found it, Michael.
Mustache that's bigger than cloth, and the green and the red, you know. I got a chance when we did part of our presentations yesterday to begin to express my gratitude toward the general community here, who have given me this simple assurance that I'm credible, which I was not trained to believe. And I would substitute either the desire to dominate or punish, or more often the need to apologize and qualify before doing or being anything. And you have freed me from so much of that. All friends there. Is Kelly Sheridan here? She's not. She was MFA 2011, or as I like to say, she preceded me in death. Just one of many friends, but the faculty here that I worked with directly, I'm so glad Ulrich's here. In order, Ulrich, Sharon, Iwan, no, Petra, Iwan, Sharon, and Petra together. Because I had been spoiled so rotten by what I've learned from these folks. And I still have Lonnie's email when I was accepted to the program, where Philip Robertson passed on to me that you were thrilled to have me here. Literally, I saved it, so I hope the thrill is not gone. But, you know, I can't. I've tried to learn, I've tried to accept that there's some things that are unsayable. So if you can feel how grateful I am and what I will carry out. And some of you are within pestering distance, or interfacing or sharing distance. The student, the tush push dozen, Johnny Wright, who lived with me, everyone. Rosalind Tate, who did affirm that some of what I did was in fact burlesque. Laura, who is not here, y'all have, I cannot say it. Thank you. I dedicated my portfolio to 5 individuals. I'll go in a different order than they are. The first is Tadpole. Tadpole is the name my sister gave to her unborn son after her first ultrasound. He was born a week after our father died, Daniel, because, you know, we do go on. My parents, my late father, Don, my mother, Rita, who is, in the last few years, have made me realize that I've gotten so much more from them than just stuff to unlearn. You know, there has been a lot of grace and transformation in that relationship. My mother is not often well enough traveled. My father would have been here. And Ken Gordon, my brother of choice. My mother miscarried 4 sons after I was born, so maybe I've always looked for brothers. Who died in 1996 of AIDS as I was climbing out of a hospital bed. My recovery brother, the most beautiful man that I was never in love with but loved. My partner in writing and performing, in dishing, in so much. There's not a week that goes by that I do not think of him. During those weeks, there's not a day that does not go by that I don't think of him. My grandmother, Cornelia Thomas Mitchell, who was born in the vicinity of Beirut. All my mother's family are Lebanese. I may be Southern, but I'm very far from inbred. I have to thank Lady Gaga for saying the word Lebanese in a popular song, finally. She painted from the time she was 5. She took some lessons, she painted all of her life. She painted through a lot of what we call historically high modernism. She painted anything she damn well pleased. And she was a mistress of the kitchen. She was a collector. She was my only protector for a long time. I was kept from her for the last 20 years of my life as far as who I was. But I think death gives an understanding of all things. But she through all of my work, I use her colors, I use some of her brushes. I've made work from her life, I've made work from her artifacts. I wake up and see things from her house, our house, and that brings me Stan Heschel, my partner, my muse. The term is not gender bound. My first cheerleader, my confidant, my love object and subject for 12 years. I fell in love with the Salem too, Joyce. In my lifetime, 4. But I will only be parted from you by death. I was friends with a big old boisterous dyke for years named Jan Harbor, because we were in recovery together. And we wrote and directed and produced some little plays together. And she said, when she was coaching people that were not actors, she said, say the script or sing the song as if it was being born out of you for the first time and you really needed to say it, and the people you were saying it to really wanted to hear it. So for Stan, there is a song. If you wanted the sky, I would ride across the sky in others that would soar 1,000 feet high to serve with love. Thank you.